Okay, welcome. Now, what we're going to do here is diagnostics, because now I got all the tools that I would need because my experience point range, that we can now go ahead and start with the look over with the tools. See here, sloppy steering, brake, car is loud, and says general gearbox control and repair. We'll take this one. And we're not going to take this one here because not so much the repair body damage or spray in the factory. I'm going to go over auction cars as is, so it'll cover the rest of this. I just wanted to go over this because it's diagnostic related. For a customer vehicle we got to fix and send back out, not something ours we're trying to restore. Okay, now we got our car. It's very simple. We check our work order. Now, as you see here, the part has not been discovered. Apparently it's going to be everything. But then again, our experience points is up. So this is how these cars are going to be coming in. And speaking of experience points, I wonder if I got enough to add an addition. Yep, 1 grade upgrade. Okay, let's see. What did I not open yet? Windows. Sure. I guess you get to see this. Blue trim, red, orange trim, white trim. You know, that kind of matches my racks. Now it blends into the wall. I'm not doing an orange run. I kind of like that. That'll do. So there, now you had a chance to see the upgrade. I'm liking the way this looks. It's getting to kind of look like a hot ride race shop. Okay. Now, for me, when I look at these things, do you see this engine? Remember what I said in the shop tutorial versions, which is the tutorials 0, 0, and 0, 1? You can practically look at the car before you even do anything with it and I already could tell what is most likely going to be bad. So I could already tell this gearbox is probably burned up. I already know this ABS pump is going to be bad. This is the module. It is most likely probably going to be bad too. The catalytic converter is bad. The exhaust system is bad. The outer tie rod and inner is bad on that side. This inner one looks like it could also be bad. This not so much. This is totaled. I already know it's going to be totaled. I already know it's going to be totaled just because of the way it looks. I'm looking at the bushings now. Because some of these may be just beat up. Some of them may be also done for. So, as you can see, that was just clearly just general looking at it. I haven't done nothing and I looked at it and I already got an idea of what I need to do. So, now we go take a look at once again. So we already know that this is going to be a lot of what's involved in the motion of the car, not so much the engine. Soil's fine, so that'll do. Now, I'm only going to fix what's wrong with this car. So if something's in the orange, well, when it breaks, he can bring it in. That's how I'm doing it. So now we go through the different modes. We go into examination. And of course we got our visual check. But you know what? That's going to be more useful down within the exhaust system. Instead we're going to use the tools here as I have, because that's what I really need at the moment. So the ABS module is bad and the catalytic converter. So what this is telling me is electronically that is bad. And I already stated this was bad. So this is all going to be changed out. Okay, engine wise it's in good shape. It's normal wear and tear. And all this is in good shape. It's all normal wear and tear. So now you just take this thing on the test drive and put some work on the suspension. And always remember, if you are going to do your test runs, this brake shake room does not test everything. And that's all there is to it. You're still going to need to get it out there. If you have, what's wrong inventory? If you have stuff here for the suspension and braking, and you do it here, and then you look here, and you're still looking at parts not discovered, that's because you come out here. See, old factory test track. That is where you test drive the cars. And then you'll see more stuff become available of what possibly could be wrong. So, on to the test track. So there you go. See? Because this is part of the drivetrain under stress and everything. The clutch and bearings all part of drivetrain. Ain't none of this stuff it works on the suspension at all. Same thing for the inner tie rod and outer. Now, some people could argue, well, yeah, because it bounces up and down. Yes, it does. It bounces up and down with the suspension. There's no real stress on the tie rods during this process. Their stress is not implied except through steering and the road conditions, because you have bumps and cracks and everything on the road trying to force that tire to turn everywhere else but the direction you're going. And this constant shifting beating after a while takes a toll on the tie rods, because they're the ones that are setting your steering to be centered, and then when you steer right or left, moving the tire right or left. So that's why. So what you don't do out on the road test, you can get done in here, but it's not going to be everything. Not like it is on the road test. It's good to have both. Makes the job way easier. Class 2014, you're totally, this has nothing to do with it, because you're really on here for the ride. You're on here for the ride, and you already know how this works. So really, you're excluded from a lot of the stuff that I'm explaining, because you already know. Now I'm going to put it on the in there and do the brake and shake. See, now we're looking at the braking system. It actually, the brake and shake room brings up more information, like the rubber bushings, because you have the suspensions, they use rubber bushings and whatnot, plus all that bouncing, those subframes and cross members and stuff that I explained, they have to take up some of the bounce too, or else it'll end up starting to crack away at the body shell, or because they'll get stress fatigue. So therefore all that is going to be less in here for them bushings. And you remember what I said about the bushings. Okay, let's get this started. Now I wanted to point this out real quick. Now some of these cars, the exhaust pipes are bolted to the manifolds like this one. Some of these cars, they're not. So I guess that simulates welded pieces being welded together. Because I know some exhaust shops, they just put the pipe on and weld it. But some of these, mainly these four cylinders, there's actually two kinds of cylinders that you may be dealing with. And one of them uses a turbo. So when you go up in there, you have to also remember some of these also have turbos on it. This one don't have a turbo. If it did, you would have seen it when I was getting it apart. And I wanted to point that out.